Yo, it's FPL Roo, bringing you the stats, top picks, hot tips, all the league facts. They say Roo rock, that's all the flow. Subscribe, hit the bell, welcome to the show.
Everyone, FPL Roo here. I'm back with another deadline stream. Leave your comments in. So if you leave your team ID, I'll try and bring your team up on screen. Leave your questions for the game week, and yeah, let me know what transfers you're going to be making, who's your captain, etc., etc. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. I know I don't normally do a stream kind of this late in the day. Normally, I try to do it early on in the morning because I know there's a few streams going around at this time of day. But yeah, I thought, why not? Let's try and do a deadline stream. Yeah, hopefully go up until the deadline. And I haven't made any moves yet as well, so I'll be doing that live on stream. And hopefully, yeah, you can make them moves with me if you haven't already. So yeah, definitely leave your questions in. We'll bring up some comments now. So we've got John here. He's been waiting. Nice one, John. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay. We've got FPL Matt Day in the building. Roo Army. And then we've got Hat in there with the Kangaroos. Yeah, big up everyone. Cool. So where should we get started? So we'll talk about my team first, and then as people come in, we'll get people's teams up, hopefully. So I just tried to do it and it wasn't really working too well, but we'll get people's teams in some way or questions in some way. But first of all, we'll get up my team and we'll show what I'm dealing with at the minute. So to be honest, I'm in a little bit of I wouldn't say a sticky situation, but to be honest, my team's not looking amazing at the minute. And I can definitely do with a wild card if I wanted to, but I'm not too sure I do want to be totally honest with you. I think the fact that there's international break coming up next, that's really kind of putting me off playing the wild card. But at the minute, this is how my team is looking. So I've got 1.5 million in the bank, and I've got Henderson, who's probably is going to play. Then I've got the Everton third choice keeper. I'll probably never have to say his name, so I'm not going to try and pronounce it anyway. Konza, Barco, who's obviously gone on loan to Seville, Robinson from Fulham, Kwanzaa, who looks like he's lost his place and was a little bit injured last week, and then Dan Burn. And then midfield, I'm kind of happy with the midfield, to be honest. Rodgers away at Leicester, and Kunku has obviously got Palace, but probably won't start. Eze away at Chelsea, Salah away at Man United, Gordon at home to Spurs, and then Muniz with Ipswich away, Haaland with West Ham away, and Isak home to Spurs. So I think the clear, if we just look at it by this week, I think the clear kind of issue is probably three players playing Spurs, which is obviously Burn, Gordon, and Isak. And don't get me wrong, Newcastle have absolutely battered Spurs the last couple of years. And I feel like they always score a few goals against them. I remember, obviously, under Conte, they scored 4 in about 20 minutes, whatever it was. I tried to forget, to be honest with you, but it was something like that. So even though that's the case, I don't really want to be going in with 3 Newcastle players, considering the amount of injuries they've got defensively as well, especially Dan Burn. I don't really want to be playing. So I'm probably looking to be making a defensive transfer. Who that's going to be, there's a few options, to be honest with you. I'm going to be taking out Konza. And I've looked at people like Akanji, looked at people... So I looked at a few other options, especially in the City defence, because I feel like City have got 2 nice fixtures. And to be honest, I can see myself playing a wild card pretty soon. So I only really need them probably for a couple fixtures. And then my other defenders have good fixtures, even if I did want to delay the wild card a little bit. Another option is to actually roll and then play the wild card after the international break. But to be honest, I'm not too sure I actually need it. I think my team's solid. I'm going to want Haaland with my wild card. I'm going to want Salah with my wild card. I'm probably going to want Eze and Rodgers. Probably going to want Robinson, and I'm probably going to want Kwanzaa. So for me, it's only the goalkeeper changing, maybe a couple of the defenders, and Kunku obviously out, and then maybe change up the forwards a little bit. So probably 3 to 4 players. I'm not too sure that actually warrants a wild card just yet. I think I can probably make do up until that stage. And it's not even about making do, to be honest with you. It's more, is that information going to change when in a couple of weeks? So we've only had 2 game weeks. Like, I know we've found out kind of a lot. Chelsea look good going forward. City and obviously Arsenal still look good. Liverpool look good defensively. We have a bit of information, but it's only been 2 weeks, 2 games. For me, that's probably not enough. So I'm really don't want to play my wild card, but I understand people that do, because if you look at my team, you probably say I probably need to anyway. But yeah, I completely understand the people that do. So if I did make that Akanji move, I'll show you how my team is going to be looking in terms of the 11. So he'll come in the 11 for Dan Burn. So it'll be obviously Henderson at Chelsea, Robertson at Ipswich, and then it'll be Akanji at West Ham, Konza away to Leicester, Rodgers away to Leicester, Eze away to Chelsea, Gordon at home to Spurs, Salah away to Man United, Isak at home to Spurs, Muniz away to Ipswich, and then Haaland away to West Ham. So it does strengthen my team, but part of me is thinking just play Burn and roll the transfer, have 2 transfers next week. To be totally honest with you, that is part of me saying that, like, am I really going to benefit by bringing in Akanji over Burn? It's not like it's an attacking defender or anything like that. So part of me is thinking, do I just roll and then go into the kind of after the international break with 2 transfers in the bank, maybe even make 3 and do like a mini wild card? Yeah, that's my thinking at the minute. I'll come back to a few comments. So we'll get a few comments in. There's been quite a few actually since I've been chatting away. We've got FPL Matt Day here. Clean shaven Rue looking fresh. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I just don't know. I just felt like I needed to cut it off and like refresh a little bit. I kind of go through phases of having it like quite long or around like a 3, so it's like a probably like a bit of a stubble, like a grown stubble. But yeah, I decided to go clean shaven and just start fresh, get some cream under there. Do you know what I mean? Smooth out the skin a little bit. But yeah, no, it feels good. The missus don't like it, but it feels good. Also, Matt, so that Spurs shirt is class. Always reminds me of Kulu. Not sure why. Yeah, no, same. I feel like he played well in this shirt. Definitely. And that was his first full season. Obviously, he came in January, but I think that was his first full season. And I love this shirt, to be honest. I always like our away kits. I think they're so good. Even the one there's one like similar to this. It was like a bit of a wild pattern. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. I think it was, and that one was quite nice as well. So no, I do love this shirt. We've got Sarim here. So hey, Ron, is it worth spending your bets and including Poro this week or doubling up on Villa defenders? That is a tough question. I think I'd play Poro. I think because of the attacking threat from Poro and because of, I guess, Newcastle defensively are not looking as good as they were in the past, and especially with the amount of injuries they have there. For me, I'd play Poro because you can always get an assist. You can always potentially even get a clean sheet from Newcastle. But I think the fact that he's attacking, don't get me wrong, if you had an attacking Villa defender, I don't think there actually probably is one at the minute. But if you had an attacking Villa defender, then maybe doubling up. But for me, I'd go for Pedro Porro. I think the attacking threat from him just outweighs having a double up on that Villa defence. Got another question here from Carl. So, who to play, Hudson-Odoi or Emil Smith-Rowe? I've got Robertson and Muniz. I'm leaning toward Hudson-Odoi. Yeah, that is a tough one. To be honest with you, it is a tough one. For me, even though it is a great fixture, I understand what you're saying in the fact that you don't really want to triple up on Fulham. I know Fulham, to be honest, I really, really like Fulham. I think they're building a decent team. I know they let go of Paulinho, but they've kind of used that money and replaced him, I think, okay. And then they've obviously brought in players like Smith Rowe They brought in Anderson from Crystal Palace, which was a huge shock, to be honest with you, when I saw that, because I thought, I didn't really think that. I thought he was a good player, so I'm not sure why Palace was selling him to Fulham, which was, I found that really, really strange. But I understand what you're saying is you don't really want to go all out on Fulham. Hudson-Odoi, though, is that the option to go for? If you know what I mean, is it worth not doing that just for Hudson-Odoi? For me, I think it's a tough one. But I think you're right. I think Wolves at home is a good fixture, and Ipswich away is obviously a good fixture for Fulham. But Wolves at home is okay, maybe not as good, but definitely a good fixture. And for me, Wolves have looked terrible. They've just shipped 6 goals to Chelsea. So for me, I think I'd play Hudson-Odoi. He's a massive differential, whereas Emil Smith-Rowe is a little bit more owned. So I'd go for Hudson-Odoi over ESR just because you've got Muniz and Robinson as well. FPL Matt Day, decent side. Nice one, mate. Hope Isak and Gordon stay quiet. Yeah, no, same. I hope they blank, to be honest with you. I know I've got them in my team, but obviously I do hope they blank. But if Newcastle do end up scoring, then hopefully it is Isak or Gordon. Got a question in here from Sarin that I just answered. So I reckon go for Porra. I think because of his attacking threat, that for me I'd probably just edge him over doubling up on the Villa defense. We've got another question from Matt. So if you wildcard in 4, I'll be doing Henderson to Flecken this week, or gamble on second Fulham defender for Burn this week. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that. Do I make a transfer just for 1 week? Because obviously, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on the goalkeeper, but the defender's definitely a good option because I probably need a defender this week, to be honest with you. However, I was also thinking with Mbeumo as well, because obviously he's got Southampton at home. But I think now you can roll a transfer after using a chip, so there's no rush to use my transfer. I can just go into game week 5 with one. Well, game week 5 with 2. Is it 2 free transfers? I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. Because I know you can roll kind of into the chip now. But I was thinking about doing a 1 week punt. But again, does that make me wildcard almost? It's a hard one. Question here from Omar. So Haaland or Salah captain? So I've gone for Haaland. I understand Salah does well against Man United, but Man United have done well against Liverpool, to be honest with you, in the last few games. I think they're unbeaten since they got beat 7-0. And Man United are just that team that I just feel like they're going to turn up, to be honest, against Liverpool on Monday night. I feel like Ten Hag, okay, he got battered in 7-0, but since then he hasn't lost to Liverpool. They beat them in the Cup. Obviously, it's a different manager now with Arne Slot rather than Klopp, but I don't fancy that game to be high scoring, to be honest. And obviously, Liverpool kept 2 clean sheets. Man United have kept 1 clean sheet already this season. So I can't see that being a high-scoring game, but I do understand what you're saying. It is a conversation to be had, but for me, Haaland is just too good to not captain him. Okay, cool. So we've got a few more questions, but I just wanted to ask everyone, if you are watching the stream, please make sure you do like it. So there's about 11 of you and there's only 8 likes. So hopefully, if you are watching, please like the stream. It does help it out a lot. And it'll be great to get to 10 likes if there's 11 of you watching. We'll keep going with the questions though, because we've got a few more. So we've got FPL Matt Day in with a comment here. So that's a good shout because you roll and then wildcard and you still get 2 transfers. Yeah, I think that's the case. I don't know if I've got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Because I was thinking of Mbeumo for Nkunku and then benching one of my midfielders. But for me, I think I just don't want to commit to the wildcard, to be honest with you. Thoughts on Semenyo for this game week from FPL that day? Yeah, I like him a lot, mate. I had him in a wildcard draft. So I did a wildcard draft on my channel, and I had him in because he rotated very well with João Pedro and Emil Smith Rowe. Them three just rotated really, really well together. And yeah, I had him in because obviously he's got a good fixture this week, but then he's got two tough ones. I think he's got Liverpool. I think Liverpool and City. Let me check. So Semenyo, Bournemouth. Yeah, so they've got Everton away, then they've got Chelsea at home, Liverpool away. Then they've got Southampton at home, Leicester away. So they've got some good fixtures like in between bad ones. So I think he's perfect for like rotating. And he's only 5.5 million. I really like him, to be honest. I think if I was wildcarding this week, I'd be bringing him in as a rotation piece with like Smith Rowe and João Pedro. We've got FPL Todd here with a question. So Haaland captain. Yes, Haaland captain for me. I just think he's the best captain, to be honest. I think last season at West Ham, he done pretty well. I know West Ham do look a little bit better this season. Obviously, they got the new manager, stronger defense as well. They brought in some good players, Kilman, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I think they're going to have a good season, West Ham. But it is Erling Haaland. And yeah, for me, Haaland is probably the clear captaincy choice this week. I think Palmer is a good option as well. But do I trust Chelsea? Still don't trust them. I know they scored 6 recently in game week 2, but I still don't really trust them. So for that reason, I would be going Haaland. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I'll probably go in Haaland and then probably second Palmer, to be honest. Cool. We've got another question here from Yoti. So, is a -4 Solanke to Havertz or Watkins viable? Thanks, Ross. I think it's a tough one, and I kind of prefer Havertz, honestly. What's your thoughts? I think I prefer Watkins. It is a risk. Like, don't get me wrong, it is a risk. But Havertz fixtures are really, really bad. They've got obviously Brighton at home, which is a good fixture. But then they go to Spurs away and City away. Probably their 2 toughest away games out of 3. Obviously, Anfield is probably a tough one as well for them. But North London derby, which there's always goals in it, don't get me wrong. But North London derby and then City away. So Watkins does have the better fixtures, but it is a risk, I think. I think Watkins is a risk. The fact that we'll bring him up here, actually. I think the fact that he's been taken off after what 60 minutes in a couple games. He was terrible in the first game, done a bit better against Arsenal, but obviously did miss 2 absolute sitters. People say he missed 1 sitter, he missed 2 sitters, I feel like. And for me, yeah, it is a massive risk. There's been, I won't say a rumour, but there's been some talk that potentially Duran could be playing instead for this fixture. But yeah, for me, I do like Watkins. I think if you can get on him early, you look at these fixtures for him: Leicester away, Everton at home, Wolves at home, Ipswich away, Man United at home, Fulham away, Bournemouth at home. So even all the way up to game week 9, all he's got really is Man United as a tough game. But even that, they're at home to Man United, and I'll probably fancy Villa to win that game. Obviously, you got Champions League starting now, so that's another thing. Champions League starting, but so is Havertz. Havertz has got Champions League starting. Arsenal haven't bought another number 9. Yes, they can probably play a false 9 there now, but for me, I prefer Watkins. The fact that he could even potentially be on pens as well now that Douglas Luiz is out, has been sold. I prefer Watkins, but don't get me wrong, it is a risk because he hasn't done anything in the first 2 games, and he's been, to be honest, he's been pretty poor. Apart from maybe the Arsenal game where he did have a few decent chances, but he has been pretty poor, I'd say. So for me, I'd go Watkins just because of the exciting factor, but I think Havertz is probably a safer option. We've got a question here from Jay. So, how do you think Spurs perform against Newcastle? I think it's going to be a tough game. So, I mentioned a little bit earlier that I feel like every time Spurs play Newcastle, they get battered. I remember against Conte, obviously, they conceded 4 in about 20 minutes. They beat us 5-1 a few seasons ago on the last day of the season when we were fighting for top 4. They were relegated as well that year. So we don't do too well there. But I think this team's different. I think it's a good time to play Newcastle. The fact that they've got loads of defensive injuries, they haven't looked amazing this season so far. I think it's a good time to play them. So I can see Spurs getting a win, to be honest with you. I know I've got 3 Newcastle players and no Spurs players in my FPL team, but that's just how it has kind of worked out at the minute. And I'm not too worried about going in with Isak and Gordon because I think they can get returns. But that's why I'm looking to sell Kwanzaa and take out Dan Burn out of my starting 11 because I do think Spurs will score a couple goals in this game. And I think Spurs will win 2-1 in this game, to be honest with you. I think the fact that Spurs have, Solanke's injured, Richarlison's injured, but I think the fact that the rest of the squad is pretty much fit. Van der Ven's going to be fit. There was a little bit of a scare around him. So the fact that that's happened, I do fancy Spurs to win, but I could be biased. Let me know what you think, what your score prediction is. So we've got Mo here with a question. Hi, I've already got Haaland, Saka, Trent and Jota in my team. What's the best up to 6 million defender should I get? So Robbo, Gabriel, Saliba, etc. Thanks. So I think the fact you got Trent, I'd probably give the Liverpool defence a miss, to be honest with you. I think I don't mind the double up, but I'd always, unless it's absolutely solid, like Arsenal last season, their double up was incredible because they kept a clean sheet every week. Then fair enough. But for me, I don't love the double up on. I don't love the double up on the Liverpool defence, especially with Man United away. The other options there, obviously, you got the Arsenal options, and it could be a decent like option to go for. But like I said, they've got, after this Brighton game, they've got Spurs away and City away. I can see Spurs and City both scoring, to be honest. So I probably wouldn't go Arsenal. I understand why you would, because obviously they are the best defence in the league, but I probably wouldn't go Arsenal. I think for me, I like the City options. I like Gavardio, I think, the most, to be honest. Again, not that attacking compared to maybe the likes of Trent and potentially Robbo, etc. I just wouldn't go for the double up in Liverpool. So for me, around 6 million, I'd go for someone like Gavardio, to be honest with you. I think if we look at City's fixtures, and I know they did concede against Ipswich, but West Ham away, Brentford at home. Okay, they've got Arsenal and Newcastle, but you can see City getting 2 clean sheets in these games, or at least one. Arsenal game, okay, it was tight last season, to be fair to them. Newcastle away is going to be tough as well. But I think for the next 10 or say 8 game weeks, they've got Arsenal at home, Newcastle away. And apart from that, there's no reason why they can't keep a clean sheet. So for me, I'd probably say up to 6 million. I'd probably say, to be honest with you, I'd probably say Gavardio is the best option. Okay, Arsenal are better defence. Don't get me wrong, Arsenal are better defence, but I just don't like them next 2 fixtures. I just can't see a world where bringing in an Arsenal defender that plays Spurs away, then City away in the next 3 game weeks is a good idea. I just can't see a world where that's a good idea. So for me, I'd go for Gavardio if you're looking for a defender around 6 million. Cool. So we've got another question here. So I reckon burnout and a 1 week defender punt in, Pinnock maybe, knowing you have a wild card in game week 4. Yeah, fair, mate. I'm thinking that, to be honest, anyway. So it doesn't have to be obviously a 1 week punt, but even the defenders I've been looking at are not long-term picks. So they're just 2 to 3 game week picks, to be honest. So I've been looking at Kwanzaa out because obviously Kwanzaa's probably just going to keep going down in price before he ends up being minus million. But yeah, for me, yeah, I'm definitely going to probably take out Kwanzaa, I'd say, and then bring in a defender and then bench burn. Pinnock, yeah, that could be a good option. That's 1 game week punt. I'm pretty sure I might need a defender next week though. I'll just quickly check, but I know my team's not doing too good for next week either, because there's a few tough fixtures. I'll just quickly get them up. So next week you've got Fulham have got West Ham at home, which is fine. Villa have got Everton at home, which is fine, and then Newcastle Wolves away. So yeah, potentially I could deal with a 1 week punt and maybe go for a Pinnock. That could be an option, to be fair. Let's have a look at it now. So Konza out, and then Pinnock 4.5 million. That could be a decent option because I don't need them this week. Potentially I might need them in game week 5, where let's see what the fixtures are in game week 5. So Villa Wolves at home, happy to play them there. Fulham have Newcastle at home. Okay, not terrible. Obviously Newcastle have the same fixture, and then obviously Brentford have Spurs away, so probably wouldn't play him in that one. And then game week 6, if I did have him until then, Newcastle got City at home, so I wouldn't play Burn. But then I would be playing Brentford, so Pinnock against West Ham at home. Where's the other players? Villa got Ipswich away, which is decent. And then Fulham. Yeah, so I actually could do that because really I only need a defender for this week, probably. I think that my rest of my defenders can probably cover it. So yeah, that could be an option, to be honest, mate. Jamie T with a question in here. So bench Rodgers, Smith Rowe, or Gordon? That is rough, to be honest. That is a tough question. Bench Rodgers, Smith Rowe. That is a tough one. I think I'd probably bench Rodgers, to be honest with you. I think the fact that he hasn't delivered in terms of goals or assists this season so far. So for me, I think Gordon has, Smith Rowe has. I think you just have to go off that. And I think, Gordon has the toughest fixture on paper, but Spurs defensively are not great. Like they're not even good, to be honest with you. I know they kept a clean sheet against Everton, but they're not good at all. So I think I'd want to play Gordon, but yeah, for me, I'd bench Rodgers, to be honest. We've got Kamikaze here with another question. So hi, looking fresh indeed. Cheers, mate. Leave a comment. What do you reckon? Clean shaven or the beard? Let me know what you prefer. The missus hates the clean shaven, so I'll probably have to grow the beard back because yeah, that's who I care about the most, obviously. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. So Konza or Anderson? I think Anderson, to be honest. I nearly started the season with Anderson for Palace because I really, really like him. And at 4.5 million, I think he's a great defender. We even saw him last season get so many goals. For me, I'd prefer Anderson. I think the fixture this week is better. Maybe not in the long run, but I think this week is better. The only issue is, why didn't he play? Okay, obviously he played for Palace in game week 1, and then obviously didn't play in game week 2. But yeah, for me, I'd go Anderson if you think he's going to start. For me, if you're making a transfer or a wild card, I probably wouldn't risk Anderson at the minute. I think he's going to start because he's a quality player. I think he could have done better than Fulham. No disrespect, obviously, because I think Fulham are a decent team. But I think he could have done better than Fulham, to be honest with you. Maybe even like one of the top 6, 7 teams. Because Palace to Fulham just seems like a sideways move to me. But yeah, who knows? But I do really like Anderson. I'm just a bit worried that is he going to start straight away? I probably think he will, but there's no guarantees at all. So Konza is a safer bet, but I prefer Anderson as a pick, to be honest. FPL Matt Day here. So tough prop Gordon and pray. Yeah, fair enough. Hopefully he doesn't score, to be honest. Or if he does, it's a consolation goal when we're 5-0 up. So yeah, 11 watches, 6 likes. Get the likes up. Yeah, nice one, mate. We're on 10 likes now. So yeah, if you haven't liked, please smash that like button. It helps it out a lot. And subscribe as well. So yeah, if you are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, FPL content. I do minimum three videos a week, most of the time 4 deadline streams when I can, which is this season has been every week. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 2K before the end of the year, so before Christmas. Hopefully that can happen. I think it can happen. So if you're not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe. We've got Indian here saying start Rodgers or bench him. Play back 4 of Porro, Gavardio, Trent, Robinson. So what you're saying, I think I'd always start the attacker. I'd bench Porro. I'd bench Porro and start Rodgers, to be honest. I know I said I think I'd play Porro over another defender, but I wouldn't play Porro over an attacker. I think you're pretty much guaranteed no clean sheet with Porro. Hopefully there is. I don't want to talk bad on my team, but hopefully there is a clean sheet. But you're pretty much not getting a clean sheet with Porro. With Rodgers, he looked very, very good against Arsenal. Very good. He's looked good all season, to be honest. He's from the City Academy. Yeah, I like him a lot, and I'd probably start him over a defender. I know Porro's an attacking defender, but I'd start him over a defender, to be honest. FPL Matt Day, everyone like the stream. Nice one, mate. And subscribe as well. We got Ridbog here. So Eze or Isak to start? That is a tough one. I think that is a tough one. I think both playing defenses that are not amazing. So both playing, I'd say, similar defenses. Eze's looked very good this season. I know he hasn't delivered in terms of goals or assists, but he has looked very, very good. Isak hasn't looked amazing, to be honest with you. Whether I'd bench Isak though, I just couldn't do that. Is there no one else you can bench? Because that is a strong squad if that's who you're looking at, benching Isak or Eze. For me, I'd bench Eze. I think I know Isak's playing Spurs, and I do fancy Spurs to win. I just think Chelsea away. If Chelsea turn up, yeah, it could be a tough game for Palace, considering they've lost a few players now as well. Elise, Anderson. It could be a tough day for Palace, but that is close. That is a close call for me. I'd start Isak, yeah, because even if my team now, like if Nkunku was playing, I'd probably be benching. I'd be benching Rodgers probably, but I think next up would probably be Eze. So yeah, for me, I'd probably start Isak. But if you've got Gordon, then I'd probably be benching Gordon. I wouldn't double up on an attack if that was your conundrum, to be honest with you. We've got Jay here with a question as well. So got no free transfer. Should I take a -4 for Fernandes to Palmer? Or Solanke to Pedro? Nah, I wouldn't do that. I think this game can go anywhere. I know everyone's bantering Man United and all of that, but I think this game could go any way, to be honest with you. I think Man United have obviously done well against Liverpool over the last few years. Since the 7-1, they haven't actually lost. I wouldn't take a -4 for that, to be honest, unless you're going to captain Palmer. If you're going to captain Palmer, then okay, fair enough. Make that move. If not, I'd be keeping for now. I won't be taking a -4 for that, because think about it. Palmer's got to score, has to score, and Fernandes has to blank or get one more return, which is doable. Don't get me wrong. Against Palace at home, okay, they've got Liverpool at home. It is doable. I'm just not sure it's worth the risk at the minute, unless you're probably going to captain Palmer. So Jay here. So not really a fan of Fernandes despite the upcoming fixtures. Palmer is a must for me now. He's playing centrally. Yeah, I agree. Palmer. I agree. Palmer's a must. I just don't know if Palmer's a must for a -4, to be honest. But I agree that Palmer is a must. I'm just going to quickly head over to Twitter. So keep leaving your questions in. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I just wanted to check on any leaks, if there's any leaks that have happened. I know it's a little bit early in the day, but potentially we could be getting some leaks in for the early kickoff, Arsenal versus Brighton. Normally it doesn't happen, but I'll just quickly check. While I'm doing that, make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Also, check out Fantasy Football Hub. So I've got a link in the description if you did want to join up to their membership. It does help out me a lot, and you get to use all the great tools they've got on their website. So you can get your team rated by AI. You can get AI to recommend transfers for you. You've got all the stats and fixture analysis. You've got a chat bot. There's just so much on there you can use. Sometimes I just get a bit I get a bit lost kind of on there, just looking at all the tabs, and nice, good way to kill some time and get some help on your FPL team from AI. So okay, cool. So I'm just getting up a few of the, if there's any leaks. I've got like a channel where I have a look at them. Most of these are going to be legit as well. So hopefully we get some news. So at the minute, it doesn't look like there's any leaks at the minute. Yeah, nothing at the minute, but yeah, I'll definitely keep you updated. Yeah, so nothing at the minute in terms of leaks. It does look like Agate, the new Man United signing, won't be registered in time though for the derby against Liverpool. Okay, cool. Yeah, nothing's there at the minute, but we'll keep checking that, and we'll get on with the questions. So we've got brilliant here. So Nkunku replacement with 0.5 in the bank. Cool. So let's get that on stream now. So Nkunku out 0.5. So how much am I getting from Nkunku? 6.3 million, bloody hell. It's gone down to that already. So 6.8 million you're looking at now. Midfielders. So midfielders, 6.8 million. And Burmo could be a nice option if you can rotate. I actually really like Burmo, but you can't actually afford him. You need 0.2 million. Okay. Okay, 6.8 million. You got Leon Bailey. If you don't have Aston Villa cover, if you've got Rodgers, then I probably won't go there. But if you don't have Aston Villa cover, then I'd go for someone like Leon Bailey. Gibbs White is another decent option. For me, I'd go Leon Bailey. Let me know if you've got Rodgers, and I'll give you another option. But for me, I think Leon Bailey, with the fixtures for Villa coming up, with the fact that Diaby's gone, with the fact that he played so well last season, Leicester away, Everton at home, Wolves at home, Ipswich away. Yeah, I think Leon Bailey's the best Nkunku replacement at the minute. And Burmo, if you can't afford him, but yeah, for me, I'd go for Bailey if you don't have Rodgers. Got another comment here from FPL Matt Day. So thanks, mate, on your thoughts on Semenyo. I like him for this week and also for Chelsea at home next week. I'm off. I'll be back later, legend. Come on, you Spurs. Nice one, Matt. Cheers for locking in. Hopefully we get the 3 points and a decent FPL score this week. So FPL Tad, yeah, agree, mate. They're in my top 2 captaincies as well. Nice one, mate. Yes, Christian is in the building. Hello, Christian. Have you had archery yet? You done your archery yet? Let me know. Top 10 travel has got, should I -4 Solanke or keep him for the run of fixtures after Arsenal? It's a tough one. I just wouldn't be. It depends who you're playing, to be honest. It depends who you're playing instead of Solanke. I think if you're having to play someone that's not the best, or if you're having to play maybe someone like Rodgers, someone like Smith Rowe, then that's absolutely fine. I got no problem with that with you waiting. But if you're having to play someone or you don't have anyone to play, then I'd take the -4. If you've got a decent player instead, then yeah, for me, I'd probably just be leaving my team until after Arsenal. But you never know. Is he going to be back for after Arsenal? They said he should be back by Arsenal, but yeah, it's a tough one. Also, top 10 travel. I'm going to be going traveling in a couple of weeks, so yeah, message me on Twitter. I might need some advice from you. Christian has got a comment in here. So was tempted by on Lancashire, but think he's still injured from under-21s. Yeah, I don't think he was in the squad the last 2 games, so I don't think he's fit enough to be in it. But yeah, he's got to get a chance, surely, with Solanke and Richarlison out. I took out Big Dom and Mini Minter to bring in Welbeck and Matoma. Nice, mate. Hopefully they do well this week, if you know what I mean. Hopefully Brighton do well as well and win that game they're playing. I'm not too sure who they're playing, no, but hopefully they win. Yeah, hopefully Welbeck and Matoma do well. We've got FPL MFZ. Hey Rue, when you're doing the Asia tour? So I'm leaving in 2 weeks. Well, roughly about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. Then Japan first. So yeah, excited. Hopefully I can keep up with the content. I'm thinking potentially just doing live streams rather than videos, because obviously I don't have to edit live streams and I can just quickly pop up and chat about FPL, answer some questions, show my team, etc., without having to edit a video or anything like that. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. But yeah, I'm leaving in a couple of weeks, and yeah, exciting to be honest. Yeah, we got to obviously move out of our apartment and all that, so it's a bit stressful at the minute having to pack up and ship stuff back to the UK and all of that. But yeah, I'm excited for the traveling. Christian saying Burma captain, mate. I like that. I like that a lot. He's going to be on pens. Southampton at home. Brentford need a good result, to be honest with you. No, I like that a lot. And also Christian saying beard, 100% beard. Yeah, fair mate, fair mate. I think I look like a little baby with no beard. Peter saying, do I start Eze or Bowen? Eze, Bowen, or João Pedro, as Eze is currently on my bench? I won't be starting João Pedro against Arsenal. And I won't be probably starting Bowen against City. So I'd be starting Eze against Chelsea. I think set pieces, corners, yeah, obviously pens as well. The fact that he's looked very, very good the first 2 games. Yes, he hasn't delivered a goal or assist, but he has looked very, very good. For me, I'd be starting Eze. If you mean 2 of the 3, then I'd probably start Bowen over João Pedro. I think Bowen now should be on some corners as well, because obviously James Ward-Prowse has left, has gone to Forest. So yeah, I like Bowen. Obviously City is not the easiest game, but I'd probably go for the home team over João Pedro. But if not, I'd start Eze. Thank you, legend. No worries, mate. Got a question here. So Watkins captain or risk? I'm 300k in the world. Is that risk or very risky? It is risky because obviously Watkins hasn't delivered this season. He hasn't looked good, to be honest. Okay, he should have scored against Arsenal, but first game he didn't. I don't even think he had a shot in the first game. I don't even think he had 4 touches in game week 1, Watkins. But it is risky. It is risky. As long as you're okay with it not going to plan, it is risky. Do I think it's worth taking that risk at this stage of the season? Probably not. But if you feel it, go for it. I wouldn't personally. I think there's better captaincy options out there, so I wouldn't. But yeah, for me, you can't hate going for something a little bit risky. Manuel, so Eze or João Pedro? For me, Eze. João Pedro, I think, is a good option, but Arsenal defence is too good. I can't see Brighton scoring at the Emirates, to be honest with you. We've got Lee Fisher here. So Semenyo, Yeah, I like him as a good option, but you need to make sure you have someone to rotate with. If you've got options to rotate with, then fair enough. But if not, I'm not too sure Semenyo on a long-term plan, to be honest. So Christian will comment, so archery this afternoon, just practicing form today, so short distance of 30 meters. Oh, nice one, nice one. Yeah, good luck. How's your hand? Is it recovered all right? We got that again. So T is saying, got one free transfer and my team looks great beside Bruno. Would you move him to KDB as a Jota or Bailey for the free transfer or just roll? See, we had a question earlier. Would you take out Bruno to Palmer for a -4? I said no. Would I take out Bruno for a free transfer? I think the way you got to look at it, because you've kind of given options at all different price points. So I think you have to look at it as what is going for Bailey over going for KDB going to do for you in the long run? Is it going to mean next week you can make another move and maybe get in a better player? So I'd probably look at it like that. Obviously, KDB I feel like is a better option than as a Jota and Bailey. But the price difference, what are you going to do with that money? For me, I think if it just all depends on what you're going to do with that money, to be honest with you. If you're going to bring in Bailey, what are you going to do with the spare money? Like, are you going to upgrade a position, which means you're getting two good players for the price of one? If you're going straight to KDB, does that mean you're not able to upgrade another position? It's kind of hard with questions like this when there's loads of different price points. For me, though, obviously, I think KDB is the best option. And by guessing that you can afford KDB, potentially don't have Haaland, yeah, let me know and I can probably answer a little bit better. T-Tac with another question. Also, would you bench Munoz or Porro for Greaves? No, not at all. I won't be benching Munoz or Porro for Greaves. I think obviously Greaves has Fulham, right? That's the Ipswich defender. I won't be benching any of them two for an Ipswich defender, to be honest with you. I think Fulham are going to score. I can't see him getting an attack in return. Yeah, for me, Porro's attacking. Muniz, okay, Chelsea away is going to be tough, but he's attacking as well. So for me, yeah, I'd be keeping it as it is. Let's just have a look at Greaves because I've seen him popping around a lot, but yeah, not for me. Like I can't see Ipswich doing anything this season, to be honest. I hope they do because I hope they do. But yeah, for me, I'd be starting Munoz and Pedro Porro. We've got Cavett saying play João Pedro or take a minus for Solanke and play replacement. I'd play João Pedro. I'm not into taking a minus just to play a player that has a better fixture. I'm just not into it, to be honest with you. I think if you didn't have an option to play, then fair enough. And I genuinely can't see Brighton scoring, but the player you bring in has to score to get back your minus. Has to score, and João Pedro has to blank. For me, it's not worth it. I just can't see it being worth it. I understand that obviously João Pedro has a tough fixture and is probably not going to score, but who are you going to bring in that is going to guarantee get a goal? If you think you can get a replacement that is guaranteed going to get a goal, then fair enough. But if not, I'd be playing João Pedro. Cool. So we have another look at some leaked team news, see if we've got anything. Keep leaving your questions in. Like the stream. Come over to YouTube if you're not on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. I'll just quickly pop on and see if there's any team news. Let me know what transfers I should make as well. So I got my team on screen. I got 1.5 million in the bank. I'm probably going to take out Kwanzaa with a Q, Kwanzaa. But yeah, let me know. I'll just quickly have a look at, see if there's any leaks. At the minute, it doesn't look like there's any. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any at the minute. But I'm just going to have a quick little refresh. No, nothing at the minute. If you're on Twitter, reply and yeah, ask your questions on Twitter as well. Just reply to the Spaces link. Then yeah, I'll try and bring them up on here. Nah, no team news. No team news yet. I'm trying to see. No, nothing coming up yet. What I'll do though, I'll try and bring up. I'll try and bring up my team with the AI rater. So what I'll do, keep leaving your comments in, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and I'll get to it now. I'm just looking for any team news. Welcome to the stream. If you just joined, please make sure you do like it, subscribe to the channel. I'm just quickly looking for any team news if you have just joined. Okay. At the minute, doesn't look like there's any, but potentially a bit later on we could be getting some. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any at the minute, but we'll get back to the questions now. Yeah, so leave a comment with your questions. Let me know what your transfers are going to be, who's your captain, and we'll get onto that now. Yeah, so I'm thinking basically with my team, I'm thinking of going Kwanzaa to maybe a Kanji or even a Brentford defender, maybe Pinnock could be an option. But yeah, it's a tough one because I don't mind playing Dan Burn against Spurs. I don't think he's going to keep a clean sheet, but that's not the end of the world. But ideally, I'd like to bring in a defender that is attacking, has a good fixture, especially good fixture for this week, because next week my other defenders can probably cover, can basically cover the fixture if needed, because they don't have to have a good fixture next week, and that's what Brentford do. They have a good fixture this week, Southampton at home. Then next week they got a couple dodgy fixtures. So, yeah, it is a tough one for me. But yeah, we'll get on to the questions now. I'm just having one final look to see if there is any team leaks. Normally we only get like Man United and Man City and potentially Liverpool, but I'm hoping for any at all at the minute. What have we got? Okay, cool. All right, we'll get back to the questions. It doesn't look like there is any team leaks. Okay, I have to do this on my phone because the comments have disappeared for some reason. So we've got a question here from Sad, I think his name is. So Palmer or Haaland captain? So for me, I'd probably go for Haaland. And I don't own Palmer, so I can't say too much on that. But for me, I'd be going Haaland captain. I do think Palmer's a good option, but it's Erling Haaland, like 4 goals already. He's smashed it. He smashed it already this season. And for me, yeah, I'd be going for Erling Haaland. Yeah, we'll get that up on screen. So we've got T saying, don't think it matters if the player is cheaper, if they have a higher chance of points in the next couple. Okay, cool. So it doesn't matter. So we'll go back to this question. Basically, so I do have Haaland and 1.4 in the bank. I don't think keeping the money in the bank and not planning transfers ahead and plan on Wild Card for Game Week 6. I just feel like all of them options could outscore Bruno this week. Okay, cool. So let's get back to the question now. So we've got 1 free transfer and my team looks good beside Bruno. Would you move into KDB, Eze, Jota or Bailey? So for me, I think KDB. Then if you're not looking to use the money elsewhere, then Eze has Chelsea away. Yes, the fixtures after are good, but I'm not saying Chelsea away is a tough fixture, but yeah, it's not amazing. Jota, Man United away is going to be tough. So if you're only looking to maybe use your wild card in game week 6, then yeah, probably won't be going for Jota. Bailey has the fixtures, but I don't think he's as, I guess, attacking or as guaranteed to get attacking returns as the others. And for me, yeah, I'd go KDB. 2 good fixtures up next. Yes, they got Arsenal, but in game week, when is it? Game week 4, game week 5. But yeah, for me, KDB at the minute is on fire. He looks very, very good since starting the season. So for me, I'd go for KDB. But like you said, money is no option. So I'd be going for KDB. We've got another comment here from Sad, living up to his name. So calling me an idiot. Nice one, mate. Appreciate that. Sad, just like your name. Omar here, Watkins for Isaac. I've thought about this myself, to be honest. I wouldn't do it because I think Isaac is going to come good. And I do think Watkins is going to be good now with these good fixtures coming up for him. But for me, I'd be keeping Isaac. I understand that Watkins' fixtures are good, but I'm a little bit worried at the fact that he hasn't started the season amazingly. I'm a bit worried about that. But yeah, for me, I'd be keeping Isaac. If you can do it for free, then maybe, and you want to be aggressive. Yeah, for me, I just haven't seen it from Watkins yet this season. However, I do think he's going to come good. Start Porro or Robinson. I'd start Robinson. I think he's got an attacking threat. He's got a better fixture. Yeah, for me, I'd start Robinson. The man, the myth, the legend. Good arvo, mate. Remember to hit the like button, lads. Nice one, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, if everyone could just hit the like button, even if you're watching on, there's a lot of you watching on X, quite a lot of you. So if you could quickly, if you go on my profile, I've got the YouTube link there, and you'll be able to, quickly come onto YouTube and like the stream. It does help me out a lot. X is great for watchers, but it does help me out a lot to get the YouTube likes up. So we'll quickly go on to my team on Fantasy Football Hub. I just wanted to just quickly try and get it up now. Nice one, T. Have a good one. Good luck for the game week. Hopefully, hopefully my Newcastle players don't do too well. But we'll get up my my AI team rating. Just have a look. Cool. And if you want, I'll rate your team as well live on here. Just leave your ID in the comments. So basically, how you find your team ID, you pretty much have to do it from a laptop. So when you go to points on your FPL team, so when you go look at your points, that will come up as your ID in the URL. So if you put that in the comments, then I'll be able to pull it into here, and then we can get your team up and look at your AI rated transfers as well. So yeah, this is my team at the minute. So 90% team rating, 88% game week rating. So obviously I'm thinking of doing Kwanzaa out for an Akanji. And obviously if I make that transfer, then bring in a Kanji for Dan Burn. Even though Dan Burn's got decent points, expected points. So that makes it 91 team rating, 88 game week rating. So I'm pretty happy with that. And that's what I'm thinking to do at the minute. But yeah, if you leave your FPL IDs in the comments on YouTube, preferably, I'll be able to pull it into here, and then we can do your AI recommended transfers. We'll get that up now, my AI transfers. So we'll take Kanji back out. Kwanzaa. And then see what it recommends me doing. So if we go here, it should be able to tell us our AI recommended transfers. While that loads, I quickly get another comment in. I'll also leave a link in the description, sorry, in the comments for you to do your own team rating. So obviously I know some of you can't get to it now if you're maybe potentially on a phone or etc. So that link in there, so that should be able to do your team rating link from there. If you check the comments, you'll be able to click that link and get your team rated. So cool. So this is my AI transfers. Robinson to Robertson is what it's saying. I probably wouldn't sell. So the way this works, I can say who I don't want to sell. So I don't want to sell Robinson. So now it will recommend me a new transfer. So Burn to Robertson. I can actually afford that, to be honest. I don't actually hate that move. Burn to Robertson. With Man United away next, though, not for me. So I'm going to say don't sell Dan Burn. So recommend new transfer. So now Konza to Robertson. Wow, it really does love Robertson. So I'm going to go don't recommend Robertson and then bring these other players back in. Recommend new transfer. If you leave your team IDs in the comments, I'll be able to pull it through this AI recommended transfers. We'll just bring up a comment while we're waiting for this. So we've got T saying, thanks, lad. Have a good day and come on, you Spurs. Nice one, mate. Come on, you Spurs. Robinson to Gabriel. Again, that is a nice transfer, but with, I guess I don't need. Wow, that I won't do Robinson, to be honest. So let's go don't sell, and let's go recommend new transfer, and then see what happens. Because I don't mind an Arsenal defender. Brian at home, Brian a decent team, and I don't need him for Man City and Spurs away. Dan Burn to Gabriel. Again, if you see on the right here, it's okay. I'm going to get more points in game week 3, more points in game week 4, potentially around the same in game week 5. The only thing is, if I do take out Burn, I'll need him for that. So I'm going to say don't recommend Gabriel and recommend a new transfer. We got Q in the building, so big up Q, FPL Amateurs of Oz podcast and on Twitter. So Q is saying, I'm on Watkins captains v Leicester. Now we had a question about this, a few minutes ago. I understand why Watkins is due to hit form. I'm just a bit worried about his minutes coming off after 60 in game weeks 1 and 2. I'm a little bit worried, to be honest. I don't mind him as an option though for the next few game weeks, but I'm just worried about his minutes. He has to start. He's Ollie Watkins. He's done so well for them last season, but for me, potentially, I don't know if I'd trust it to captain him, but yeah, I don't hate it, if that makes sense. Cool. So a few people have just joined. Please make sure you do like the stream if you've just joined. and send through your questions. If you leave your team ID, I can bring it up on this AI team rater, or there's a link in the description, in the comments, where you can do it yourself. It shouldn't be too far up. I've tried to pin it, but I'm not sure if it's worked. Let me know what your transfers are. So Dan Burn out to Gavardio. Again, not too bad. I'm going to say don't sell Dan Burn because I'm going to need him for the next couple of weeks. I think my mic battery is going to die soon, so might have to call it a day. But we'll get in some last questions. So if you did have any comments, drop a comment in. So Konza to Gavardio. I'm not selling Konza, so we'll recommend a new one. Nkunku to Jota. Okay, that's something I can get behind. Nkunku to Jota, and then who would I bench though? That's the problem. Who would I bench? I think the way I'm going to do this, so with Fantasy Football Hub, you can do custom transfers. So what I'm going to do is say player out, go for Kwanzaa, because I think Kwanzaa needs to be gone, and then suggest a transfer based on this. So I'm thinking of a Kanji. I know it's a bit risky, but I think City defensively are pretty good. So it's telling me to do a Kanji to Robertson and then do Muniz to João Pedro. See, this move is making me want to wait to do my transfers till next week. This move, because this move is perfect for next week. I miss Man United away. I get Ipswich at home for Muniz. I get João Pedro misses Arsenal away. Robertson misses, again, like I said, Man United away. This is a perfect move for next week. I'm just not sure this is the week to do it. I'm just not sure this is the week to do it. It's recommending Kwanzaa to Ruben Diaz as well. So, yeah, I'm just not sure this is the week to do it, to be honest with you. It's a shame. But yeah. Q, you got a comment in. So Q is saying, my wild carded this week, Martinez to Martinez, Porro, Robinson, Trent, Harwood, Bellis, Davies, Jota, Palmer, Rogers, Smith Rowe, Semenyo, Muniz, Watkins, Haaland. Yeah, that's solid. I love Semenyo. I think he's a great pick. Obviously, you're missing, like you just said. So I have five transfers for six to move on Arsenal assets. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Because, yeah, for me, I like that. Martinez, I think, is probably the best goalkeeper. You've got Porro, always going to be good. Obviously, he's got tough fixtures against Arsenal. He's got, obviously, Newcastle as well. Robertson, I like. Trent is obviously Trent. Harwood, Bellis, and Davis, obviously, for the bench. Jota, very good. Potentially his minutes could be going down if Darwin Núñez, Gakpo, Chiesa come into the team. Palmer, Rogers, Smith Rowe, Semenyo, and you know what? I really like the rotation between Smith Rowe, Semenyo, and João Pedro. I know you don't have João Pedro, but I really like the rotation, and I think Smith Rowe and Semenyo rotate pretty well as well. So I really like that. Muniz, Watkins, Haaland, and yeah, for me, I love that. I think that's a great team. I think my wild card, I'm trying to remember what I did. I'll just quickly try and get it up from my video the other day. And just watch my wild card draft. Hopefully you can all hear me because my my mic here has gone dead, so I'm using this one plugged in. So my wild card the other day was, so I basically had Raya, so I really liked Raya as an option. I had Colwill, Robinson, Konza, Palmer, Salah, Rogers, Semenyo, Smith Rowe. So pretty much the same midfield as you, apart from you've got Jota instead of Salah. Then I've got Haaland, Watkins, João Pedro. So pretty much the same as you. So I've got the same front three. You've got Muniz, which is either or really, both good options. The same midfield, apart from I've got Salah, you've got Jota. And then defence, we've both got Robinson. We've both got Robertson basically, and we've both got Howard Bellis, and I've got Lewis Dunk as well on the bench. So I think obviously the fact that you've got Jota instead of Salah means you can get Trent and Porro, whereas I have to be a bit budget with the defence. So I actually prefer your one because it's probably a more all-rounded team. So I have 5 free transfers for 6 to move on Arsenal assets. Yeah, fair enough. I think this season the plan is to set my team up 3 to 4 weeks, bank transfers, keep doing mini wildcards. Yeah, I like that. I like, to be honest, like when I look at the fixtures, this is going to sound stupid, but when I look at the fixtures, I always do well. Like in my head, if I'm like, okay, cool, Watkins now has good fixtures, I'm going to bring in Villa players, or Fulham now have good fixtures, I'm going to bring in a Fulham player. If I look at it like that, then I do so well. It's just obviously, for example, let's use Watkins as a perfect example. Watkins had Arsenal away in the first 2 game weeks. He didn't do too well. Came off after 60 minutes. People are probably not looking that much into Watkins, but the fact that he's got great fixtures, he's Ollie Watkins, Villa, a decent team. Yeah, for me, sometimes you just got to look at it like that. You just got to look at the fixtures, and I think that's when I do the best, is when I look at the fixtures. I know I want to bring in players from them teams and then go from there. We'll bring in the last comment and then we'll have another quick look at any leaked team news. So Quinton is saying, I have 1.5 million in the bank and plan on to move Raya and Saka in game week 6. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think that's a good option. You missed the Arsenal away, but Tottenham away, City away. And yeah, so I think that's a good move because they've got decent fixtures after that as well. Okay, I'm quickly going to check any team news. Again, if any last minute comments, I think my dinner's going to be ready soon, so I'm probably going to have to go. But any last minute comments, leave them in. I'll just bring up one on screen now, actually, that had me laughing. If anyone knows this person, let me know. The person kind of resembles their name, which is quite funny. So Sad Malik, idiot. So if anyone knows this person, drop me a DM. Okay, I'm looking for team news now. Imagine going on to a stream and then imagine going on to an FPL stream, call someone an idiot. Jokes. I hope you subscribed though. If anyone that's watching, can you screenshot that and DM me? Cheers. Okay, cool. All right, I'm having a look at any leaked team news, see what's happening. About half an hour to the deadline, 28 minutes to the deadline. No, nothing so far. Nothing so far. Yeah, no news so far. To be honest, I'm not too sure we're even going to get any. Cool. I don't think we're going to get any team news. So, yeah, if there's any more questions, if anyone knows this person on the screen now, the sad person, yeah, let me know. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I've got TikTok, Instagram, all of it, Twitter, X, Twitter and X. Yeah, let me know if there's any last minute questions before the deadline. And hopefully we do get some team news just to see. All right, cool. Well, thanks everyone for that's tuned in. Again, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Good luck for the game week.
FPL Roo, bringing you the stats, top picks, hot tips, all the league facts. They say Roo rock, that's all the flow. Subscribe, hit the bell. Welcome to the show.